live from New York, Bushwick. Thank you for tuning in, party people. We're just getting started. I wanted to get started so I can get that sunset, that nice light as it goes down. I want to kind of time my stream out with it. Get some nice. What are we going to talk about today? Well, so I thought we can talk about Spirit Airlines, RIP, do a real one. Real ones fly Spirit. Real ones no. And then, well, I thought I might do something kind of interesting today. I thought Ashley has this screenplay called Baby Doll, and it is really good. It's very well done. So I thought it's really the first act, I would say, of a screenplay. It's like 30 pages. So I thought I might read this screenplay actually as sort of something to do on here, and as a way of just like getting it down, because I think she wrote it in 24. Maybe it seems like maybe like summer 24 is when it's kind of the vintage. But oh yeah, okay. So I'm hold on just one second. Um okay. I'm trying to God damn it. So I figured out sort of what was wrong with the audio on this. Okay, so apparently YouTube uh I was right. They did change their goddamn settings, and YouTube has changed it so the default setting of this is something called voice filter or something. And so it is set up to like filter everything out but like a human voice. And god damn it, this fucking tripod, man. um and so it literally, I mean, there's no way, I mean, you can change it. There's supposed to be two other options. There's supposed to be an option that says standard, which is, I guess, not just the voice. And then there's supposed to be an option which is supposed to say wide range, which is like everything, music. And for whatever reason, that's the one I'd like to choose. But for whatever fucking reason, when I go to change the audio to wide range, it's not, you can't use that. It's like literally blacked out. So, uh, kind of frustrating because it's right there. I can see it. I know what the problem is, but and I've gone through and it's like, is this some kind of fucking iOS problem? Is it uh like why the hell? It's just this one little thing and it's fucking up my whole live stream. I mean, I guess like whatever I want to do works for this, but for the open mic, for instance, I mean, the last month of the open mics probably are just like unusable or unwatchable because of this stupid audio shit. Hold on, let me go in and try to change this real fast because the orientation is locked. I mean, okay, there we go. Video. Okay, see? Okay, it's on standard. Now it's on standard, which, like, I don't really want standard. I want uh wide range, but we'll see what the hell this sounds like. I'm assuming it sounds better. I get what they're trying to do. It's just like YouTube has a lot of features like that. It's like shit nobody asked for that they just kind of changed it. It was working fine. Like there was no, the audio was, as far as I know, it was working well. And then, damn it. And then next thing you know, it's like that gig. I tried to live stream my gig on Friday, and it was like the audio was just like unusable. There wasn't any. Literally, it filtered out like everything. Like I went back and it just like filtered everything. Like you can't hear anything. It's like YouTube's got to know that like some of the people stream on here, like streaming music or something. Like not everybody is doing some dumbass talking head podcast with no microphone. So it's just one of those things. I probably should have like some kind of third party streaming. I can't even figure that out. I tried to go in and download some kind of third party streaming thing. I'd rather not fuck with it. But who knows what this is going to sound like later. I don't think this is a solution. I think I need wide range. And for some fucking stupid reason. I mean, I went on Reddit. I went on Apple. There doesn't seem to be, Apple help forums and shit. There doesn't seem to be technical support. The Genius Bar. I went to the fucking Genius Bar. Maybe I should go to the fucking Genius Bar. I mean, as far as I know, YouTube does not have like a chat bot or something. Like I'd like to go onto some kind of YouTube chat bot and ask them what the fuck is going on and how do I fix it. I'd love to be able to do commentary tracks on YouTube as well. Like, it drives me nuts that you can't upload multiple audio tracks to one video because I'd love to do audio commentaries and have like a poetry track for all my videos. It's probably too late for that at this point, but uh, YouTube, I don't know. It, to be honest, are we at the point with YouTube where it's like it's crested and it is going to get shitty now? Like I think there's been too much PR about YouTube being the number one. Like, right? Like YouTube is bigger than any other streaming service. I think it's like the biggest content provider or something. I don't exactly know, but I've seen multiple news stories over the past 6 months or year about how YouTube is like, it's the number one goddamn streaming service, and probably like it's up there with music too. So I think that they figured out that this is where the money is. And so now, I mean, the ads are out of control. I've heard a lot of people complain about the ads on YouTube and, oh, there's too many ads, but Jesus Christ, man. It's gotten ridiculous. I mean, I was listening to fucking Beatles' Help album, and literally an ad came on right in the middle of yesterday. Right in the middle of the fucking song. Why she had buy stamps today. Join stamps.com. It's like, what the fuck, right in the middle of the goddamn song? Like, in the middle of yesterday? For real? And, like, these movies, like, I've been watching all these classic movies recently, they're extremely hit or miss. Where it's like, I guess I should try to get the sunset shot. Otherwise, it's just like, what's the point of even being here? Somehow some of these accounts are able to like monetize these classic movies, which I'm sure that they don't own the rights to. Like a lot of these fucking, there'll be Criterion fucking rips on YouTube and shit. And just because of some technicality, they're able to like monetize it. It's like Jesus Christ, they just slam you with these fucking commercials. Honestly, it's worse than TV. Like TV, it's like at least they kind of time it out to like an act break or something. Whereas like on YouTube, it's just like every 4 minutes there's and the worst part is it's like this thing where you have to skip it manually, right? It's like there's like the video plays and then this little thing pops up after 5 seconds where it's like skip, but it's like, well, you have to fucking press the thing. It isn't just like automatically gonna skip to the next thing. And so, like I put these movies on when I'm going to sleep or whatever, and it's just like if they have commercials, I won't even fucking watch them anymore. Because it is absurd how many fucking commercials there are. And so it just seems like YouTube, I don't know. Has the enshittification begun? Have they started to ruin it? Is YouTube dead? It's too early to call it, but it does seem like it's heading that way, to be honest. The signs that I've gotten recently about YouTube have not been great. It seems like, I don't know, it's starting to, I don't know, waver in quality a little bit or something. Where should I put this fucking thing? Gotta get a good backdrop for I don't know who's still watching out there. People do watch. They click it. Matthew Silver was telling me he watches. Says he sees me smoking weed on the internet all the time. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. All right, there we go. Look at that shit. Classic. Let's see if we can actually get it to stay. I was just at the Clown Symposium open mic at Baker Falls. I like Baker Falls a lot as a venue. It's an amazing place, to be honest. And it's fun to just go. It's sort of a free mic ish. And Clown, I don't know. I just feel like it just allows me to do what I want to do. The other open mics, I kind of feel the lane is too narrow or something. Whereas like with Clown, it's just like anything goes, and I kind of like that. And I was talking to this girl before the open mic, and we were talking about just how we got into clown stuff and what our what we do with like blah blah blah. And she was like an actor and a writer, and I was telling her about my and I was like, but then I was talking about my experience with clown, and then I was talking about mime, and she's mentioned that she had taken a mime class, and so like we could, it just seemed like we had a lot, it was a surprise as you peel something away, be like, wow, I did that too, and then I find out, um, she went to goddamn Ohio State. She's like, she asked me where I was from, and I said Ohio, and she's like, where? And I'm like, Columbus, and she's like, wait a minute, really? And I don't, did she go to Grandview? I think no, she went to Upper Arlington. She said she went to Upper Arlington for high school. She moved to Grandview, but it was like, so it was just a weird kind of freak coincidence that I started talking to this girl that was like literally from Grandview practically. And she went to Ohio State. So we were just talking about Ohio State and the Drake and so here we are in the fucking clown symposium. We were talking, clown has sort of become like hot. Clown is sort of like this main, not that I was never really like involved in any kind of clown scene. I just sort of got involved, I sort of backed into this and I like it. It's fun. It's really fun. But like, I was never really like a student of it very much. Uh like, a lot of these people like they're very serious about it. They've been doing it for a long time. There's a whole you know pedagogy and like aesthetics and I'm curious about that, definitely. Maybe I've got the bug. Who knows? Maybe I'll just go down the clown wormhole. But I like doing this open mic, and like I said, it's become like I've seen these Zach Zucker videos pop up in like TikTok, and I like Zach Zucker. I thought he was just stand up. I thought he had just like hacked stand up, and I think he's actually funny. Like unlike a lot of stand ups, I thought what he did was actually funny. It wasn't like most stand up is so rehearsed to death, and it's just kind of, I don't know, about looking cool or something. Whereas like this guy, he's wild. Zach Zucker, I don't know if people seen him. He's got a lot of sound effects. His sound guy is like half the thing because it's just constant little stems. It's a lot like the drop concerts from Doug Pound, Doug Pound. What's that guy's name? Doug, the guy, the Holy Trinity. Him and Vic Berger and Tim Heidecker of Office Hours. Doug, he's probably maybe like the the biggest unspoken influence, the biggest kind of hidden influence in comedy of this century, I think. Doug Pound. His video, he's edited a lot of things. I think he even edited on like Portlandia and his editing style really makes Tim and Eric in a lot of ways. And his music, Doug Pound is like kind of a hidden influence. What is his real name? I don't know. I keep calling him DJ Doug Pound. But in any case, how the fuck did I start talking about DJ Doug Pound? Oh, well, he does the drop concerts with Vic Berger, and I don't know how I started to get into that. I think sound bites, and I mean, even in Holy Smokes and rock and roll stuff, there was an element of like quoting things, doing scenes, or lines from a movie or something. And then, things that you saw that were funny. Like the way that Rollins would do like Blue Velvet on stage. Like, if you heard a funny line, and same with poetry, it's just like put it in the poem. If there's some line from some movie that you like, and you want to say it on stage, put it in the script. We write because we need something to perform. We write songs, we write poems because we need something to do on stage. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful blueprint to be like, okay, I'm going to take this thing and it's going to be sort of my guide for what the hell I'm going to do. What the things I want to get across to an audience, the things I want to say. And oh boy, I smoked too much. And then with System Lord, I think it became more overt, playing clips off fucking YouTube, playing now it's now and at the open mic I play a lot of TikTok videos, a lot of sound cues. It's just a free, it's the Bluetooth revolution. Now every Bluetooth you can just really spice up, and it creates, I don't know, it's a cheap way to add a lot of production value. Sound, can trigger your imagination and create things that visually maybe aren't there. And like all my themes, it's really the sound bites that do all of the work of that. All these TikTok videos. Like tomorrow is Star Wars, so I've got all these fucking Star Wars cues. Like last week, well, there wasn't really a theme last week. Let's see. Uh, Let me play some Star Wars cues. See if this fucking microphone even picks it up. Emperor Palpatine was an Indian senator from Naboo, small planet. We got that one. Yeah. Terrorists to attack the planet. Our boy. This is all like music from Star Wars. So you play that at the open mic, you get sued by George Lucas. They'll probably have to mute this outlet. So it's, I don't know. It's just I don't know, that does so much for some reason. I don't know why. That just does so much for me personally and artistically. I feel like that's artistic to me. I don't know why, but sharing all these things and collaging these kind of mental worlds and these imaginary landscapes through these references that we all know, or like they're important to me. You know, like it's just like your life is so thick with references and things you've experienced, things you've listened to, things you've watched, things you've heard, and quotes from things, and so I don't know, just throwing things out there. It's just something I can throw into the mix, and it's a way of making productive all the brain rot time that we spend on TikTok. And but I don't know, in the same way that our lives are sort of like a collage of influences, and we're living these dreams that are sort of inspired, like the open mic dream is like the dream of being, a lounge act in New York, Manhattan, 52 weeks a year, and like being a nightclub comic and a singer and a crooner and a MC and a cabaret and all of it. There's millions, and it's an endless kind of game of roles that we're playing, and things that we're sort of collapsing into this circumstance that feel like we are part of that continuum. We are not necessarily equal, but like we're doing it. We're doing the best we can to be to do likewise, to play music live, to be entertainment, to be comedians, to be poets, to be all of the above, actors, clowns. And so especially in New York, bringing all of the it's there's so many things that happened like in the fucking neighborhood practically, that you can bring those things in a way that's kind of funny, and it's just an endless theater for sharing and sending up, referencing. I don't know. To me, our lives are made up of these specific referential, whatever it is, movies. I had a thing this week. It was sort of lovingly poking fun at. There's a guy who runs an open mic series, and his branding is just kind of funny. And everybody who does my open mic knows what the hell it is, and they go to it. And he's been doing it forever. And so it's like I shared a post that was sort of like, appropriating his aesthetic as sort of a joke. Office hours, they do that. Every one of the flyers for office hours is like some famous movie or something where they just Photoshop Tim and Doug Pound and Vic Berger into the fucking poster or whatever, into the art. I'm not that good at Photoshop. I can't do Photoshop. So I literally just take the actual image and slap my name on it, slap my logo on it. The United States of America. For some reason, the last clips I clip farmed were like super out of sync. But I don't know. Doesn't matter. You just gotta keep making bad content. Keep making keep doing bad performances. Why the hell not? What's the difference? Who are they to judge? Um, yeah, so it's an endless scenery for to parody these things, to sort of playfully acknowledge them, to embody them, to steal their souls. And it keeps it fun. It's not just the same fucking thing every week. It's like this week is Star Wars week. And so, we have to honor Star Wars as our modern religion. I mean, Star Wars was a big part. I'm not like a nerd about it. I haven't really seen I think I didn't even see the third sequel, the most recent one, whatever the hell it was. I don't even know what the hell it was called. Uh, to me, they're not legitimate. I don't like the sequels. I like the six Lucas movies. I think the six Lucas movies, and I think Star Wars is a good myth. You know, like if people want to use it as sort of like a modern religion, the force, I don't think that's a bad. That makes sense to me. The light, the dark. Listen to Alex Jones go in depth about what Star Wars is actually about, and George Lucas himself said it's about fucking Vietnam. The fucking rebels are a metaphor for the Vietnam. Luke Skywalker is Vietnamese. If it was real life, he'd be a communist. Be all about communism. He'd be like Che Guevara or something. There's not really any politics in Star Wars, I don't think. Is there? Is it? There's the Empire, which I presumably is a dictatorship. But I mean, the Empire is the United States, so they just blow the fuck out of Alderaan, and they just colonize outer space. I mean, who is Darth Vader? Is that Richard Nixon or something? I mean, it's obviously Trump. And I don't know. I'm not that versed in the Star Wars politics. They had a Senate, and as the Senate got corrupted, he basically, I mean, as far as I can tell, Star Wars like predicted all of this. That's how it seems. Is like, yeah, they had a democracy, they had a democratic republic. There was Senator Palpatine. He was sort of like healthy looking. And then what the fuck happened with that guy? I don't know. He became dark. They all became dark. Anakin, they went to the dark side. They became Republicans, basically. That's a metaphor for Republicans. Mitch McConnell, I mean, come on. That guy looks like fucking some kind of freaky Star Wars character, the Emperor. He looks like, who's the guy who looks like a tree? Forget his name. Not IG-88. So I don't know. I'm not going to overdo it with the goddamn Star Wars theme, but I like the idea of the light and the dark of the force. That seems to me, and there is like a force. I mean, Trump uses black magic, basically, and like it's effective. Like, look at Anakin Skywalker. He's a badass. It's effective. That's like the fucking seduction of the dark side. Is like, yeah, it's faster. It's more immediately gratifying. It's like selling your soul to the devil. It's like, yeah, like you're gonna win, but you know, who cares? You're like, I don't know. Your soul is gonna be eaten, and you get bad skin. I mean, look at the emperor. Look how fast he ages. He's very pale. I don't know. They're not the same. Like in Star Wars universe with the midichlorians and all this shit. Um, you can't even see this. I should probably get out of the way. I mean, god damn it. Can we zoom in on that? Let me zoom in. There we go. How about that? How about that angle? How's my sound? Uh, so yeah, I don't really like the way that Star Wars has become like, uh, you know, people's entire lives, and like now it's like it's like 80% of our fucking culture between Disney Plus milking the brand, and uh, it just gets worse and worse. I haven't seen any of the fucking news. I haven't seen Solo or The Mandalorian or Rogue One or any of it. I fuck all of it. It's all a bunch of woke garbage. They lost me with the woke garbage. Well, it was just a remake. The new movies were just a fucking remake. So I have no interest in that. The originals cannot be. And to me, I couldn't imagine a bigger wasted opportunity. I've talked about this. I've talked about fucking Star Wars on here. You can't not talk about it. But I mean, I think George Lucas is kind of underrated, actually. I mean, American Graffiti, I think is one of the best movies ever fucking made. I haven't seen THX 1138, but American Graffiti is pretty much a perfect fucking movie, actually. The writing is great, the fucking cinematography is great, the performances are great, the music. I mean, it's pretty much a fucking 5 out of 5, I think. It's a goddamn classic. And things like Dazed and Confused, I don't know. It's interesting that movies kind of imitate or their versions of each other. Like Dazed and Confused, it's like the same fucking movie, pretty much exactly in a lot of ways. Just cruising around, and it's a period piece, sort of nostalgic about high school, the end of high school. Uh, and then, I mean, Star Wars, I think, is just like a remarkably imaginative movie. Actually, like the way that it's all filled out, and it's just interesting because at the time it probably felt like they didn't know what was going to happen. Is this going to hit? Is this not going to hit? And yet, I don't know. Like when you like, I saw on TikTok the other day, it was like the original trailer for Star Wars. It was before the John Williams music, so it's like a teaser where they're talking about it's a space opera with a fucking knights and rogues and all this shit. And it's just like a real weird trailer. But even from the cinematography and shit, it's like you can tell something different is going on. Like the special effects and all of that really sell that goddamn movie. But the story itself as a ripoff in the same way that Indiana Jones is sort of a ripoff of like a 30s, like Star Wars rips off, it's supposed to be what, like Buck Rogers or some shit like that. It's like a remake of 50s sci-fi things, coupled with a bunch of Kurosawa stuff that he ripped off. He ripped off like Throne of Blood or Hidden Fortress. He ripped off all these fucking Kurosawa movies. But and Dune. It's almost like a fucking Wes Anderson movie in a way, where it's like he just sort of stole all these different plot lines from different stuff. Um, but I think that's fair game, and he made it into something new. It adds up to this remarkably fun, and I don't know. They tapped into something with fictional universes that I don't even think they really realized the allure of it. I guess there were examples, maybe Lord of the Rings and things, or Dune, where there was like these sort of like books that people like to just get enveloped in and become obsessed with. But it's like it's just interesting how that's become more and more of our whole culture is these like fictional universes. People want these like extremely extensive, just keep making fucking Star Wars, you know, uh spin-offs. We'll goddamn watch them. We love them. We love the Mandalorian, even if they're bad. It's just like what the hell? It's more Star Wars. It's more it's more of that universe that we like. Like my live streams, people love the Matt Proctor fictional universe, the scenes from the live fictional universe. So yeah, so I did that gig in goddamn Bay Ridge on Friday. It was fun. Shout out to Jordan for booking it. The impresario, he's booking all these shows. Good for him. Good job. All these different venues. So I guess he runs this show at this place, Status Q, which is a pool hall in Bay Ridge, like 6 blocks from his house. He does it every other Friday or something. I think he said 2 Fridays a month. It's a late show. It's like 10 to 1. But the audience was great. I mean, the audience was like really into it, and like not me necessarily, but like the other acts. Like the audience was like really like, I mean, it wasn't like a huge, it was just people playing pool and like people sitting at the bar, but there was 20 or 30 people there maybe. And like they were appreciative, and I didn't have a guitar. So I get there, Jordan's not even there. He had this other fucking show. And I got there kind of on time, 10 o'clock, because it's like it starts late. What the fuck am I gonna do? I gotta go all the way to Bay Ridge. It's like there. I mean, Bay Ridge is fantastic. I love Bay Ridge, but it's like at that time at night, I don't know. I guess I could have gone to a few different places, but I haven't even touched a fucking guitar in a month, so I really didn't know how it was gonna go. And I didn't want to fuck it up for everybody. Like I didn't want to go nuts or be weird or anything. I mean, the other acts were all really strong, and the audience, like I said, loved it. Who the fuck went first? There were some people I know. I felt like Dead Letters was there. He killed. He fucking crushed. Um, this one girl did these Bob Dylan covers, and like her finger picking was like super on the money. Really good finger picking, and they all had good voices. You know, like I maybe had the worst voice. The guy told me I got 3 songs. So I didn't know there was some other guy running the show when I got there. I didn't know him, so I didn't want to upset the apple cart or anything. I just wanted to get in and get out and do as good as I could, not fuck it up. Because I haven't played a guitar gig and at least not a singing guitar gig in like a minute. I don't even know when the last one was. So it feels good to get out there and do it again. I will say that I was different than most of the acts in that I played 3 original songs. I didn't do any covers. Most of the acts played cover songs. And they were good, like don't get me wrong. Or something unusual. This one girl was really good. She did like a freestyle. She like made up a bunch of songs. And then this fucking guy who was playing guitar was like a super shredder. You know, it's like with this open mic thing, it's like there are people out there. These people are hitting it every day. And if like they're musicians, it's like that's all they do. It's like, they're at an open mic every fucking day, or they're recording something, or they're writing something, or they're practicing, or all of it. Me, it's like I'm kind of split. I do clown. I had the music thing Friday. I do poetry stuff. The list goes on. Stand up, as we know, people have seen my stand up. I do this, whatever the fuck this is. So I need some new songs. I'd like to try to write some like more complicated songs. Get some new material. But it's fun just to play. And I went on pretty early. I went on at like I don't even know, close to 11 o'clock, sometime around 11 o'clock. I played for like a little over 10 minutes, I think, 12 minutes probably. I did me and you and him and her and somebody else. I did uh, Static Electricity, and I did Je suis désolé. And I'm sort of relying. My songs aren't super uh, captivating necessarily, but I'd say they're a little better than average. And so there are things in there to enjoy, but I don't know. There's just something about how I come across the audience. I just feel like the audience is, I'm never quite over. I feel like the audience is always kind of looking at me like, okay, this guy thinks he's so great. Obviously, like, I don't have a great voice that's like going to totally blow everybody away. It's gotten better. I've definitely become a better singer. I feel like over the last decade. It's hard to believe that's been that long. But I'm not some hot chick who can like really do a lot of subtle, nuanced vocal things. Uh, just a bro with a super nasally voice. It's a miracle I can even sing as good as I can, to be honest. It used to be a lot worse when I was a kid, I think. Yeah, let me zoom out here. This is a little too zoomed in. How's the audio for everybody? Sounding great. Sounded fantastic. Sounded dialed in. Look at that beautiful fucking sunset. I feel like Heat up here. I feel like Michael Mann's Heat. This is a very like Robert De Niro and Heat lifestyle that's been going on. Look at this beautiful fucking. Let's get some cinematography. What do you say? The Oscar goes to Matt Proctor for Scenes from a Life live stream. Oh fuck! I don't even know what I called this stream. Did I have a name for it? What is this? What is this called? Just Scenes from a Life is live. I'd probably get more viewers if I had a normal name for my live stream rather than. Let me see if I can get this nice reflection of this. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. It's not. Do I have my weed? Put your weed in there. Okay, so I'm gonna maybe try to read the screenplay. Daddy for Baby Doll. It's a good ass screenplay. Oh shit. Oh fuck, it's inside. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. God damn it. I need like a real pod. Where is it? Anytime I'm looking for something mentally in my head, I don't know if people play Duke Nukem 3D for the PC, but I love Duke Nukem. It's probably one of my favorite video games ever made. And if you there was like a button you would press, I think it was E. That was like it was like a use button. You know, if there was a button on the screen that your character needed to press, or like a door, you'd press the E button. But if you press it a bunch of times without hitting anything, and if you're looking for something, your character would go, "Where is it? Where is it?" Duke Nukem had the greatest voiceover. Whoever did the Duke Nukem voice, I mean, it was all they just stole lines from movies, like all video games. Every video game for the first like 20 years of video games, it was just something like they ripped the plot directly off some movie. Like Hideo Kojima, it's like Metal Gear Solid is like half of it is ripped off John Carpenter movies. Duke Nukem is like Schwarzenegger meets like Alien meets like They Live. All of his lines are from They Live. Where is it? We used to have this one first person shooter that was like kung fu themed, or it was like some kind of Asian guy. It was like a Doom Wolfenstein type game. I forget what the hell that was called. We played the shit out of that. I remember the first time I played Wolfenstein 3D. That was probably the first person shooter I ever played. We were in Cincinnati. My dad's girlfriend's sister's house. Her husband, I think they were college professors or something, had a computer, which like this was like mid 90s, 94, maybe 96, somewhere in there. And he had a laptop, which at the time was like crazy. It's like, holy shit. They had this jigsaw thing. I remember we were like cutting, it was like a toy like jigsaw. We like cut these wood. And then he had this laptop. And on his laptop, he had goddamn Wolfenstein 3D. And I almost couldn't believe it was real. It's like, wait a minute, you shoot. Because the bad guy in the original game, I'm pretty sure is Hitler. The final boss of the game, I'm pretty sure you fight Hitler. Which, you know, like as a 9-year-old or whatever, you're like, is this real? This can't be real. This like, this is too good. It's like Inglorious Bastards, basically. It's the same fucking game. Same idea. Wolfenstein 3D. The whole game, you're just shooting Nazis. Bring that back. What happened to Wolfenstein 3D? I think that was the first one. I think that was before Doom, maybe. But maybe Doom was first. Who knows? God bless whoever figured that out. Leading to Columbine, and the rest is history. Gun violence. Doom, and then Doom turned into Quake. All masterpieces, all high art. Oh my god. Let's get the sunset. Run a look at that. That's good reflection. Ah, ah. Okay, so I'm gonna read the screenplay. Oh yeah, we need to talk about Spirit Airlines. R.I.P. Spirit. I think like pretty much every time I ever bought myself a plane ticket, it was probably on Spirit Airlines. Definitely, most of the times I flew in like the 2010s. I'm pretty sure I was flying Spirit Airlines. Almost every fucking time. And I am definitely like a budget traveler, and I'm used to sort of like ghetto traveling. The Chinatown bus. I can't tell you how many times I've been on that thing. Dozens. The Feng Hua bus, or whatever you want to call it. I don't remember what they called it, the Sky Horse. That's what it was called when I first started riding it, the Sky Horse. It's a bus. I don't really need a Sky Horse. I need like a ground horse. How about like a ground wheel? How about like a fast bus? We don't need a Sky Horse. We need an Earth bus. And I don't know. My experiences on the Chinatown bus were relatively satisfactory for what it was. It used to be cheap, but it became more and more expensive. God knows how much it is now. It's probably $150. It's probably as much as fucking airplane tickets. But it's like this is what I heard is they're getting rid of all the budget friendly options. Basically, anything that we used to be able to do like for cheap is going to go away, which is kind of scary because that's how I live my whole fucking life, to be honest. And I've seen that. I've already seen that over the last decade. It's gotten less and less and less easy to just exist and be me. I've got to be me. I've got to be me, like Sammy Davis Jr. I've got to be me, and they want to make it illegal to be me. Basically, they want to criminalize Matt Proctor. Basically, criminalize Matt Proctor. Okay, he wants you to stop smoking. Well, I don't know. I think they want us smoking weed. Actually, I think weed makes us like uh passive, compliant, zombified, dazed and confused. It renders us ineffective. Well, we just do this. I mean, we get entertained by ourselves or whatever. I really need this sunset. This is just too good. I mean, look at this. This is basically what I like to do with my life. Just sit on the porch and watch the sunset while I pontificate and run my fucking mouth on the internet to the surveillance state, to Palantir. Palantir, you out there listening? I know I'm like on a watch list somewhere. I know I know who's watching. It's the feds. It's whoever that fucking weird guy is. I don't even know his name. The weird Palantir guy. You know who I'm talking about. He's like Curtis Yarvin. They're kind of similar. They're like cut from the same cloth. They're both just like weirdos. Just sociopaths or whatever. Cult leaders. They're kind of like I don't know. They have like the Manson personality. Look at that. Look at that beautiful. I mean, you can't beat it. You cannot beat New York in this country. I'm sorry. As insane as shit is. Apparently, there was some big ice bust at Myrtle. Last night there was like nearly a riot. People are fighting back, which is good. New Yorkers are not having that shit. And so Spirit Airlines, RIP, goddamn. I mean, that's yeah. So what are we gonna do? What are the poor people gonna do? How are we gonna fly? All the budget options are gonna go away, and then the gas is gonna get super expensive. So what? We're all just gonna be stranded where we are. I mean, travel. I probably should have done it when it was cheap. God damn it. It was definitely smart to travel in the last few years. I had a fucking line in my poem from like 22 or something I was looking at. It's in my book about how it'd probably be smart to move out of the United States. Or no, it was a tweet I had. I had some tweet in like 22. It was like, probably be smart to move out of the United States before 2024. The whole world is fucking pissed at us, except Prince Charles. For some reason, Prince Charles feels like necessary to like put in an appearance, spend some quality time with Trump. He hasn't done that many state visits, I don't think. Trump went there, I think, last year, and now he came here. What the fuck is that about? That's just, them trying to make sure they're pals before the shit hits the fan. That's just a loyalty to check or checking in, declaration of solidarity. I mean, look at that. You cannot beat that. Oh, look at that ugly fucking Chase building. It's the biggest one. I mean, they're all ugly as hell. It looks like some bad EDM Euro trash theme park. It looks like Top Shop. I don't know. Look at that one. Jesus Christ, what the hell even is that? That looks demonic. That looks like Satan's stick from hell. I mean, the super talls. The super fucking talls. And Jesus Christ. Just ugly, ugly. They look like Nokia phones. Nokia cell phones. Look at that. But, it just doesn't. It looks like uh, kind of a carnival New York, I guess. It's like Times Square is like the buildings now. You get the sense like the skyscrapers used to have like all such. I mean, think about the first few years I was here, the whole skyline basically was the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building. If you were downtown, those were the only buildings uptown you could see, and they were like landmarks. It was classic to be in the East Village and be like, "Fuck, there's the Chrysler Building or there's the Empire State Building," as a way to orient yourself. And now it's like the Empire State Building's blocked by those fucking condos on Fifth Avenue, and now it's all these goddamn buildings. They dwarf the Chrysler Building, that Chase Building, and whatever that other shit is. Just like the Chrysler Building has really been belittled by this tacky, tacky shit. And it looks like Times Square. I mean, it looks like if that sort of principle was elevated to the sky. Like, let's just make it a big LCD screen. It looks like a Nokia phone. I mean, it looks like that one building that's like a big shard with the lights on it. I don't know. That just looks like a shopping mall to me. That I think it's the H&M building. And so I see it. I just see. I mean, that's where all of those shops are in Times Square. Times Square. They say New York is dead or whatever, but it's like you can go to Times Square to fucking Old Navy. I think they're open like 24 hours, actually. They're open like late. I don't know if they're, let's look it up. They're open like at least till like 11 or 12 p.m. 12 a.m. Let me look it up real fast because I'm pretty sure fucking Old Navy and time it might be 24/7. A lot of those goddamn fashion places in Times Square are like pretty much 24/7 in a city that like nothing else is. The Donut Pub. All right, let's see. Old Navy Times Square. Oh, wait a minute. Open till 1 a.m. 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. I mean, 1 a.m. Who on fucking earth needs to go to goddamn Old Navy at 12:30 a.m.? Honestly, there's tons of shit that like. God, look at this beautiful light. This is like the Terrence Malick fucking. See, this is why I rushed home to do this, so I could capture this magic hour. I knew it was gonna be good. It's all about light. My life given up just for this, just to witness soft light and share it with you on the internet. Um, yeah, I need to go to Old Navy at 12:45 a.m. to get slacks or whatever. I don't even know what the fuck do they even sell anymore. It's like of all the goddamn businesses to be open that late, the Strand closes at 8 p.m. I think. You know, there isn't a bookstore in the city left that is open after 8 p.m. at this point. Really, maybe Molasses or something. Maybe some of these Brooklyn bookstores, I suppose. Barnes and Noble, I think, closes at 9. Strand closes at 9. Old Navy open till 1 a.m. That's why people come to New York to get that great New York culture, like Old Navy, Times Square style. I mean, I love fucking Times Square. You know, I hate to say it, but I do love Times Square. Okay, and I don't. I the people that say they hate it are just repeating things they've heard other people say, and like, okay, I get it. It's crowded. That kind of sucks if you're trying to do something, but it's like that's where Broadway is, you know, that's where the performances are. It's like it's exciting. It's like it's the freaking theater district. It's like there's restaurants. It's like Central Park is right there. Like it's unique kind of. It was the first thing that was kind of like that in a way. Like just like all these fucking signs and shit and like it's still kind of unbelievable to go there. It's just like fucking you're so it's like being enveloped and swallowed up in fucking TV screens and they're just like, you know, it's the state of the art, whatever the hell it is. And I don't know, isn't that shit on all the time? You can go at 5 a.m. and they still got all these fucking screens on and shit. Um, so I love Times Square. I think it's definitely like slept on. I get there every chance I get. I mean, if you worked on Broadway, you would literally be in Times Square 6 fucking days a week. That's like the dream. That's what fucking Daniel Craig comes here to do, and Harry Potter and shit, whatever that kid's name is, Daniel Radcliffe, all the Daniels, British Daniels on Broadway. And all these, I mean, they all want to be on fucking Broadway. Keanu Reeves was on Broadway, Bob Odenkirk, Michael McKean, Bill Burr, Billy Crystal. They've all been on fucking Broadway in like the last couple of years. List goes on. Denzel. Uh, fuck, there was something that I was going to branch off. What was it? was it? Shit. It was a good point I was going to make about something. Screens, Times Square, the ads. Fuck. Yeah, I love Times Square. Like people hate Times Square and they act like this is like fucking the greatest place on earth. It's like, hey, I like this neighborhood too. It's cool, but come on. Times Square is like it's like Central Park. It's like unique on planet Earth, pretty much. It's a one of one. It's the crossroads of the fucking human race in a lot of ways. And fucking, they do plays there, and goddamn Philip Seymour Hoffman's on Broadway, and all these fucking giants of the American theater. Nathan Lane doing the salesman. I don't know. Maybe I'll go in. Is that enough sunset for everybody? This is nice. This is very nice. Uh, fuck. There was something I was gonna branch off. What was I talking about? I was talking about Old Navy going there. Oh, bookstore open late. Was that it? I was gonna go with something about bookstores open late. Shit. Everybody has to work to death to fucking even to afford where they're living. So it's not like there's any need to have a bookstore open late, really. Unless it's for reading or something, which I guess a lot of people do. I mean, look at this, just sublime. Oh, I was watching this video popped up on my YouTube. It's the guy from Sublime with it's just him and an acoustic guitar playing for like 50 minutes, sometime from the early 90s. And to be honest, I'm not really that familiar with Sublime. I like what I've heard. I think they're definitely one of the best bands of the 90s, but like I had no idea. Just listening to this guy, I was like, fuck yeah, let me, there's a reason why YouTube suggested this to me. This is some kind of cyber stalking on the algorithm's part. They know that I'm going to like this. And it's just him and a guitar. So I'm like, let's see how he makes this work. Is it going to sound like fucking ska or ska punk or whatever the hell and man, I mean, this guy's songs are just crazy. There's so many chords. And he uses it's just you can tell he's done a lot of acid. But I mean, it's just him and his acoustic guitar, and like it really doesn't, it's hard as a solo performer with an acoustic guitar now. It's just like if you're a storyteller, you really got to work on your songs or like memorize your songs and like create and I mean, this guy was just pouring it the fuck out. This guy from Sublime on his acoustic, and it just sound but it's like that's kind of the magic of it. People are spoiled now. It's like I was watching these EDM sets. My mom was saying Coachella was on YouTube. My mom watched Coachella on YouTube. She watched Justin Bieber, and so I was like, okay, let me check out some goddamn Coachella stuff. Why not? Um, why the fuck not? Sit here or something. This kind of looks cool. Oh, what if I turn the light on? Let me try to turn this light on. It's kind of nice with the backlight. Fuck, I probably could. It probably would. I'm gonna test this. I want to test this. Uh, see what this looks like. Yeah, so I was watching these EDM because I'm like, let me try to, watch some fucking music that's like from this century. It's just like I feel like that's what I come up against when I go out and perform by myself a lot. It's just like my style is just so old fashioned. Let's see how this looks. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. That shit. Now we're cinematographing. We can clip this. I can clip that shit. See, we're getting the nice sunset. We didn't blow it out or anything. And we're getting the face. Good. See, I was a videographer, okay, for a decade. I'm unemployed. damn it, and bitter about it. I should probably find some new videography jobs or something. Well, this is it. This is me videographying. Where was I? Come to the open mic tomorrow. We're in the red room, people. You love it. We've got the jacuzzi. We're gonna get in the hot tub, and so you wanna, you love it. Come to the red room, you assholes. We're starting late. Get ready. Get ready to start an hour later, people. See how much you love that. Um, but I published another poem today, Matthew Hooper poem, which I think is good. Um, I'm gonna try to do more of that, sharing poetry with people, the community. It's good. It's good. Uh, yeah. So I was watching these EDM sets. What the fuck? I can't remember this guy's name. The guy kept yelling at the audience. He'd like stop his thing, but it was just like the drop concert thing, where it was like mostly just like fucking like he would sample like fucking lines from TV shows and shit. Like it just sounded like Skrillex to me. He literally sounded exactly like Skrillex. It was just like it's like and the crowd was just eating it up. They fucking loved it. It's like packed. All these hot chicks, they're all on fucking Molly. It's one guy with a fucking laptop. It's like this sucks. I hate this. I just hate that music is that's the music of our era. It's like that's what there was this quote uh, Miles Davis told Herbie Hancock. He's like, if there's no women at your shows, your music is out of touch. It's like it's not good. If you've got something good going on, and it's like these fucking EDM shows are just packed, and it's like it's hard to argue with them because it's like the sound quality is just like the bass and all that shit is just like absolutely nuts. It just hits so hard. And it's one guy. And it's just like it's the full fucking spectrum. Fuck, when did I watch this? I'm trying to figure out what this guy's name was. I don't know. In any case, I wasn't that impressed. I was just trying to figure out what the hell it is. And, where is it? God damn it. Subtronics live at Coachella. Music and art. Subtronics. That was the guy who was like yelling at the audience. Subtronics. And like, I don't know. I thought he was bringing the party definitely. And then this guy, Max Styler at Yuma Tent. 138,000 views. I probably should have started listening to that music like 20 years ago when everybody else did. But I don't know. I'm kind of a uh, cultural conservative in some ways. I'm always like looking backwards. I was watching all these Paul McCartney live concerts, Paul McCartney live, and because apparently Paul McCartney is a big fan of the Grateful Dead, and so I was just curious, like, well, okay, does he approach his live show like that, sort of ish? And he kind of does. I mean, it's a big machine, and he plays. I mean, he could do some deeper cuts. I think he kind of plays the same, like he plays Lady Madonna every time, and Live and Let Die, and Jet, and fucking Band on the Run, and Let It Be every fucking show. And it's like I don't know. He could. He's got a lot of. I mean, McCartney, dude. It's just endless. It's just the guy is endlessly great. And I don't know. I had this line about McCartney's the William Blake. I mean, he's magic. He's total magic. How the fuck does he even do it? I don't know. Martha, My Dear. How did he play Martha, My Dear live? He had to have sometime. Like he got to play that live. Penny Lane live, incredible. Martha, my dear life, gotta hear it. It's like we don't really need you to hear you play fucking good rockin' tonight or whatever. It's like if he's gonna do a cover, play Red Sails in the Sunset. Play some of those Hamburg songs. I'll remember you or whatever. He does some interesting material in the early '60s. But it's like we don't need to hear another version of like that's good rockin' tonight. Like there's a million fucking songs McCartney could do that would be more interesting. Do a Buddy Holly song for Christ's sake. Like the dude's repertoire is like deep. And so if I was in the Paul McCartney camp or like a guru, see, I what I'd really like to be is like a guru to the stars. Or I'd like to do whatever Rick Rubin does, basically. How does he get paid for that? How does he get paid to just like grow a big beard and smoke weed and just like, yeah, turn up the uh turn up the reverb in the guitar, and that's like his whole job. Not even. He just like Flea, play that again, and Anthony, sing some of those lyrics from your notebook. Flea, I like that riff when you were jamming. We clipped it out. We looped it. Anthony, go get some of your poetry from your notebook about birds or whatever. California. I mean, come on, under the bridge. Yeah, so I just like to be like somebody who like converses and like helps people like with their ideas basically. Like I can talk to them and be like, "Oh, try this, like McCartney play, uh falling in love again." Like what the fuck is that song? Where did that come from? Where did they get their material and how did they nail it so hard? How did they find so many of these fucking songs? Falling in love again. Where the hell did that come from? And that guitar solo "Until There Was You" that George Harrison played when he was like fucking 19 years. Like, how did he come up with that? Did he write that guitar solo? Like, that's if so, like that's fucking crazy. I mean, that's why they were geniuses. I guess I get it now. As a 41-year-old who didn't quite make it that far, I get it. They sound better. I don't know, whatever. They just my I don't have the melodic dexterity. I mean, McCartney, it's just all there for him. Me, it's like I'm like a baritone. I got to I'm more like a monotone. Is that one of the vocal ranges? You got sopranos, altos, bass, baritone. I'm like a monotone. Is that baritone and bass? Is that it? Is there another male type? Baritone, bass, baritone, falsetto, castrato. Okay, see, that was nice. That sun going down. Look at that. Look at that lighting, and what a moment we captured here tonight. Meditating. Should I read the screenplay now, or do some radio theater? Oh, Spirit Airlines. It's like, how am I don't know. What's going to replace that? There's not going to be anything that replaces that. It's like, this is like the collapse of our economy in a way. Poor people aren't going to be able to fucking travel. I don't think they don't want us to travel. Like they don't give a shit. They want to ground us. They're turning us into slaves. They're turning us into a slave class in a more like distinct way. Everything is going to be so fucking expensive that just like, you work all the time. You don't have any time to fucking talk back or think or make poetry or somehow the open mic juggernaut, the bioorganism, the giant octopus of the New York open mic community just keeps thriving, keeps thriving. I mean, if you live with your parents, you got some way to just sort of like afford an apartment in New York, you can go do a show every fucking day. You can make content. You can publish in magazines. You can be a star. You can get in front of people. I've gotten in a very unprofessional habit of eating during my live streams. So I'm doing this thing in Washington Square Park tomorrow. We're reading the poem Howl. Shout out to Ingrid Jacobson. She's the one who suggested me for it. 5 o'clock by the Garibaldi statue before the open mic. We are getting together and reading Howl. And, you know, I mean, you can't really be a United States poet, or I don't even know. I mean, Howl was like the last big poem anybody wrote in a way. You know, there's, I don't know if there's been another global, like people all over the fucking planet know Howl. You know, they live their lives and come to the United States and make the pilgrimage because of this poem. It's a it's part of world culture almost in a way. In the same way that like maybe T.S. Eliot, The Wasteland or something like that. There's not very many poems, Song of Myself, I don't that are that universally known. And it's like a famous fucking, Allen Ginsberg could just kind of ride that. And no, to be fair, no one has done it since, I don't think. Am I missing something? No one has written another Howl. There is no Howl for the 21st century that I'm aware of. There are poems that sort of gone viral or this or that, but not like that. It was sort of a part of monoculture in a way. It was able to be distributed through books and recordings and shit like that. But it blew my mind when I was, whatever, fucking 14. I saw the best minds of my generation. Well, it's kind of like a lifestyle. I was hoping because they kind of pick passages for us. I like all the stuff about kind of the lifestyle stuff. Starry Eyed Dynamo or whatever the hell it is, and the giant and the jumping off the stoops and the whole New York kind of lifestyle of it. I like that part. It's kind of like the second page, maybe. Cold water flats and all of that. Jazz angel headed hipsters. And I don't know. I haven't really read it probably in a decade or something, I don't think. But there was a whole book I read about it. There was a book, it was called Howl, and it was like a bunch of essays about it. And so, um, apparently, Jack Kerouac came up with the title. Allen Ginsberg sent it to him, and Jack Kerouac sent a letter back that said, "I received your howl." And the title kind of makes it. The title in the first line, even if you don't really get any further than that, and probably a lot of people don't get a whole lot further than that, but even if that's the only poem that you ever like fucking hear, it's kind of enough in a way. It's kind of all in there. I don't know. And it's I don't know. It's almost like a stand-up comedy routine. It's almost like a slam poem. Uh, I mean that first line it's one of the immortal. It's a form in and of itself that people like acknowledge and play on. I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical, whatever it is. It's like the icebox poem or the red wheelbarrow, or it's just like one of those things that just like kind of everybody knows. Or and obscenity. One of the reasons why it's famous is because it was on trial for obscenity, and they tried to get it banned, and that is what made it like this big. And Allen Ginsberg just was. He knew how to work the media. He was interested in the media. I think he worked for some kind of advertising or something when he wrote. He lived in San Francisco. He had a job as a in some kind of office. I forget exactly what it was. I think he was in marketing in San Francisco, and he had an apartment, and it was like he had notebooks of stuff, and he kind of cut some of this and added it to this, and he shaped it. I think over like a period of time. I think he recognized the power of those lines or something. And I don't know. It does have that percolating, hypnotizing sloganeering, almost like some kind of Madison Avenue thing. Ginsburg was constantly campaigning, I think, to get famous, to make them famous, to get into magazines, to get publicity. Who knows what he would think of Donald Trump? Too bad Ginsburg was never on MSNBC. He would have been perfect for that shit. It would have been great to have Allen Ginsburg on like MSNBC. He would have been a great fucking like elder. I think he could have settled into something like that. I mean, if he was alive now, he'd be 100 fucking years old. I think so. It's not likely that he would be alive, but uh, you know, I mean, fucking Allen Ginsberg can't really argue with. He's an influence. He's a big influence on a lot of people. He did a song with McCartney, And fuck, let's try to read this play. Let's see what happens. Because I just want to get this on tape for posterity. Because I do think it is just like it really captures the era, the life, you know, that we lived for like 3 fucking years. So it's Baby Doll. And it's just really well done. Can I read this? Let's try it. I mean, I don't know. This beginning is kind of nuts. Uh, Exterior Midtown streets of Manhattan night. February Manhattan present day. Outside the Algonquin. A girl is on the ground drunk. We later learn this is Ashley. Two figures try to help her up. One is Noah, Ashley's best friend, a twink. The other is Matt, her soon to be older lover. Matt is wearing a pea coat with multiple scarves. Noah tries to put the hot dog he is holding in Ashley's mouth. Noah, Ashley, eat up. Ashley mutters something from the ground as Matt tries to help her up. She won't open her mouth. Matt, come on, Ashley, you need to eat something. Noah, pretend it's Matt's dick. Ashley looks up at the two of them and opens her mouth as Noah inserts the hot dog into her mouth. I love you, Matt. Insert title card. Interior Ashley's bedroom day. Insert title card 1. 7 months later. Montage of Ashley getting ready in her room. Close up on the postcards and artwork on her walls. Cut to exterior East Village day. We follow her onto the train, stopping by a coffee shop for an iced latte and a cardamom bun before reading Poetry Church. Exterior St. Mark's Church day. A girl wearing a mustard dress covered in bicycles sits on a bench in the courtyard of the church. This is Ashley, early 20s, always precocious, edging into adulthood. I don't know. Should I read this right now? This feels weird. This is long and it feels weird. I don't know. I'll do it at another time. It just feels weird. I don't know. It's like 30 pages long. We need to talk about Spirit Airlines more. What time is it? I'm going to do 2 hours. I've already done, so I'll do 30 more minutes. If I read the screenplay, I don't know. It's going to take a fucking hour or something. I have to do the open mic tomorrow. I got to do this fucking Howl thing tomorrow. So I'm kind of trying to save it a little bit, you know. Should I turn another light on? This light's pretty good, I guess, but uh, for the background, should I go back in now? Let's try this. That does that for people. Does that do anything for you? Doing the best I can with this jank ass monopod I have. Okay, let me check my notes here. Let me consult if there's any subject matter that I need to get to that I haven't addressed thus far. Oh yeah, okay. Well, one of the things that kind of puzzles me and I'm kind of amazed by is how many of the and how successful these fucking country music bars are. And I'm just frustrated because I wish I would have gotten in on the ground floor of this because I could totally see it coming. I've wanted to be in sort of a country music band. And in a certain way, Holy Smokes was almost like an old country band. In the same way that maybe like the Rolling Stones or a fucking country band or there were definitely I love country music and like it's not a new thing for me. It's not like just some fad. It's like it's something I've been into probably for 15 or 20 years. And I appreciate the lyricism and the poetry of it. And it's something as a baritone or as somebody with like a deeper voice, it's like it's a little bit of an easier music to play, to make it sound good. It fits your voice as an American. It feels like a distinctly American kind of music, especially for white people. I mean, I don't know what the real origins of country music are. Like maybe black people invented it. if you go deep enough, I'm sure they did. But now it feels like I don't know. It's something that's like less appropriative, maybe, for white people to like. And it's good. I don't know. It's just good. I just like it. The melodies are a lot of times, and the harmonies, the musicianship is really good. I even like the new country. Not all of it, but like some of it I like. I'm just doing my thing. It's like they come up with some good ones, okay? They come up with some fucking garbage, but it's an interesting culture. It's kind of poisonous in its own way, but there's also a lot to like about it, and I can relate to it. I do feel like it's uh I don't know, something that I feel connected to in a deep way. George Jones. I mean, if you're not listening to George Jones, I mean, it's like not listening to Bob Dylan or something. It's like there's certain, and maybe a lot of people don't. People are listening to fucking EDM shit. God knows what. I wish that I could listen to whatever young people are listening to and like get into it and tolerate it. But I like George Jones. That's some old guy shit, I guess. But or Roger Miller. It's like there's certain country shit that if you're not listening to it, it's like you're missing some of the greatest fucking music ever made. George Jones is as good as anything, really. All you can put his catalog of stuff and his ability and his record making savvy with anybody, anybody ever. Maybe he doesn't have as many hits as like the fucking Beatles or Elvis, maybe. I don't know. Or I don't know, fucking Mariah Carey. But that's as good as it gets, really. And I mean, there's a lot of country music people that are like that. Merle Haggard, Alan Jackson is incredible. I think Alan Jackson is one of the best artists of the last 50, 40 years, whatever, 40, however long he's been around. Definitely. Alan Jackson's definitely one of the best artists, probably of the 90s and 2000s, I would say. He's got a great voice. He's a great songwriter. He's like respectable. He fits within that tradition, but he's kind of his own thing. He's real country. Like look at his ass. He's from the fucking Chattahoochee or whatever. Should I turn some more light on? Let's see. I mean, I kind of like that zoom in shot. That looks like kind of psychotic, I guess. That's kind of what's funny about it. Fuck it. There we go. We're dialing in there. Is that the stars? You see the stars there? That's some kind of traffic. It's a helicopter or something, some kind of drone coming to kill us. Have people been watching the Hulk Hogan documentary? Oh, yeah. Okay. So we'll get into that. We'll get into the Hulk Hogan documentary. But I want to talk about country music first because it's like everywhere in New York. These bars are like fucking packed. Lucinda's. There's this bar I went to in goddamn Williamsburg. Skinny Dennis. I think there's more. I saw there's a fucking line dancing night at goddamn Star Bar, which is like, a queer cabaret basically in Bushwick. It's not like one of these fucking touristy Manhattan places. It's like it's cool, it's in this neighborhood. It's like bohemian almost. It's like they're doing country line dancing. But there was this really cool bar, free I forget what it is. On fucking near Gramercy, they were doing some fucking country line dancing thing. Now it's like I don't know, it's like urban cowboy. It's like very in to be these country bars, and I kind of it's because it's good time music. You can sing along, you can belt it out. A lot of the words, and it just bam. It's designed to just like hit real hard, and be immediately satisfying and memorable. And it's not hard to play, really. It's three chords most of the time. And then, like, if you can get throw a fiddle in there or a pedal steel or a piano player, it's like they can really jazz it up, make it sound good. Get some harmonies. The harmonies aren't that hard. And as far as I can tell, these bands are just making bank. And so I don't know. I feel kind of frustrated because, like, I'd like to get in on that. I'd like to get in on that craze. I feel like a legit country artist. I've got country songs that I've written. My big plan before I moved to New York, it was like, well, I was either going to go to LA or New York, or I thought about moving to Nashville. I was like, maybe I'll write goddamn country music and move to Nashville. Try to sell fucking songs in Nashville or something. How insane is that? And so I wrote a couple songs that were like country genre. So I'm real country, all right? Not one of these fake country people. So anyway, I just feel like that's transplant culture. This is the increasing like Nashvilleization, ACC, SEC, these big state school. New York has become just like the big campus that you go to. It's like where do you go? Whatever now it's finance people, whatever. Where do they go? They don't stay in their hometowns. They all fucking come here. New York has just become like the big. It's just like where you have to go. And so there's just like this influx of this homogenous corporate white suburban culture. Even out here, it's just weird to see people walking around with their parents and shit, and it's like this is the ghetto. You're really not supposed to be here with like your Republican parents. It's just fucking weird. And now there's more conversation about being a gentrifier and being a transplant. And so it feels like a little uncomfortable. It feels like these people are pissed that you're making their rent go up. And so it's like it's obvious who the fucking transplants are and the gentrifiers are. It's obvious. I won't say why, but for obvious reasons. And I don't like. I went in this bodega last night. It was Saturday night, and the bodega was like hopping. There's all these people hanging out, drinking, and it's like I'm not trying to gentrify your neighborhood. I promise. I promise you, I'm bringing down the net income. I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm making your neighborhood poorer. Believe me, I probably make less money than anybody here. Look at me. My clothes are in rags. So don't blame me, okay? If you're going to come after the white transplant people, just look at my clothes, okay? I'm one of the good ones. I'm on your side. Uh, well, I guess I am some kind of funky artist person that's like making it glamorous to live here. I'm publicizing it on my goddamn live stream. They definitely don't like when you live stream. Let me see what this looks like. This on. Is that better? Are we to see it? I don't want all this reflection on the glass. Shit. Because we lose the outside. Um, Maybe that's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Can work with that. I do want to watch some movies and shit, so I am going to wrap it up in 2 hours. But thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. I don't know. Just have anything for the common person to sink their teeth into? I don't know. Yeah, so it just seems like these country bars are like transplant culture. It's just like there's a bunch of white people from fucking Tennessee or wherever, South Carolina, Floribama, USC. It's like if you went to a fucking state school or if you're I mean, to be honest, like every time I would drive across the country or drive home or whatever, I get back into country music because that's what they play out there. It's like that's what you can get on the radio, and it's catchy and like it's super produced, it's super slick. It's all product. It's such product. But they're able to spin these play on words and all this into this really tight product with nice melodies. And, it's very, they're always trying to come up with some new thing, some novelty kind of thing. And it's also funny in kind of a kitschy way because these guys are just such jagoffs. All these stupid country music guys are like just ridiculous. Uh, some of their songs are like racist or I don't even know, fucking right wing propaganda, basically, a lot of it. Um, but in New York, I mean, there's always been that. There's always been like Thunder Jacksons or what's that place, Doc Holidays. I mean, when I moved to New York, there was a bar on Avenue A that had a mechanical bull. And there used to be this fucking bar, like on like Second or Third Avenue in like the 20s that had music. It was like I think it was even 2 floors, and I think that was like a country bar, and they had bands in Manhattan. Like they went out of business. There really isn't anything that has replaced that, but there definitely has always been that culture here for sure because those people live here, people from Texas or wherever. Like it's big. Most of the country is like country, really. Like, even from fucking Ohio, it's like you feel like, fuck, I'm like a redneck, really, in a lot of ways. Or, I definitely feel like white trash, basically, culturally. My cultural affiliation. I'm probably just as much white trash as anything else. Is that country? Yeah. It runs, my grandpa listened to Merle Haggard and shit. My dad played in country music bands. It just kind of, I don't know, it fits the lifestyle. And bands like the Birds or fucking Graham Parsons or whatever, Towns Van Zandt, even the Beatles. Like I was listening to this fucking song, "Crippled Inside," John Lennon. That's like a country song, basically. Ringo, a lot of Ringo stuff is like country. Like I think they were influenced by that stuff as much as anything. It's all over a lot of their albums. Uh, Act Naturally. Um, so I don't know. I guess I'd like to have some kind of band, put some kind of band together again. But it takes a lot of time to keep it up, and I don't know. There's other things I'd like to do. I'd like to make a movie. Oh, I had kind of a breakthrough when because I was at before the clown open mic. I went to PNT Knitwear, which is that bookstore. It's on Orchard Street before the thing. It's like right around the corner. So I had a little time to kill. And I saw they had a fucking they already had a book printed version of the new Wallace Shawn play, which like as far as I know is still running. It's like it's literally I think, it just premiered in February, I think. And I'm pretty sure it's still running. It's like they already have the goddamn like published. It's not even like a Samuel French like acting edition. It's like literally like the fucking like mass market, whatever, theater communications group version. So I was sort of taking a look at that. And it's a lot like Designated Mourner, it seems like, where it's like these different monologues. I don't know if people have read Designated Mourner, but it's like it's a play, it's like 3 hours long, and it's only three characters. And there are scenes but like most of it is like this. It's like one character will talk for like I don't even know, 10 minutes, and then the next character will like give their. But somehow it works. I don't know, and somehow it is theater. It's almost like a Beckett thing where it's like Beckett has the play where like the characters are like in these vases, and so it's like it felt like a key to me where it's like I've been trying to write these plays and it's like I don't really want to write scenes because I feel like it's so limiting. It's so limiting to have to like be like, well, this character wouldn't say that, or they're having a conversation. It has to be like realistic or trying to make it sound realistic. And it's like, I don't know. I want to write something. That's why it was inspiring to read this because it's like, oh, you could just write like this, where it's like the characters could just this character can have a sort of a monologue, and then this character can have sort of a monologue, and then there's other ways to do it than just the conventional like a realism kitchen table. I've been watching these fucking Sanford Meisner acting classes on YouTube. Somebody told me I forget who I was talking to. We were talking about they started talking about Sanford Meisner. I guess Sanford Meisner had like he smoked a lot and he got throat cancer like a couple times and they did an operation, then he like had to learn to talk again, and then they had to like do another operation, then he had to learn to talk again. So he had like a voice box. So I've always heard about Sanford Meisner my whole fucking life. In college, Mamet, all these people are like Meisner, Meisner, Meisner. Meisner's like the gospel. It's like it's the method because it's all about like reflexes, I think, and sort of like not really. It's not. It's sort of about making the text more into something that's like you're playing the emotion, sort of the reflex back and forth, and with a text that you're not worried about. You're just like throwing the same line back and forth to get to sort of it's like you're just it's just like a reflex. It's not like something you're thinking about and how you're going to say the line and this and that. So I don't know. I never did it. I never took a Meisner class or anything like that. Unfortunately, just another fucking technique thing that I don't know about. I never took a class at Golier or Lecoq or Tisch or Strasberg or Stella Adler. Where's my fucking notebook? Should I read some shit from my? Because I've mostly been writing, to be honest. Just about done with this fucking World on Fire book, Michael Brownstein. Oh, that's another thing about YouTube that I hate is you can't mirror your fucking camera. For some reason, it's just like you're not able to do that. Like, uh, I can't get the audio I need, and I can't mirror my fucking front-facing camera. It's like, why don't they just make it customizable? I don't understand why they need to have like this kind of like totalitarian control over that or whatever. But in any case, he's talking about cell phones. This book came out in 2004 or something. 2002. Jesus Christ. And this whole chapter was about fucking cell phones and like the radiation and uh, he kind of predicts like cell phone addiction and stuff. Electromagnetic fields. Wireless users now have access to powerful handheld devices that allow them to closely duplicate, if not directly replicate, the experience of being at home. Users can read any of thousands of magazines and newspapers on their PDAs, personal digital assistants. If your first cell phone or laptop excited you, then read on. Just the start of the revolution affecting virtually everyone. Mobile cell phone, laptop computer, PDA, pagers and two-way devices, wireless PDA modem, wireless laptop modem. Question, which handheld devices are critical? Question, do I need to replace my cell phone over 3 or 4 months? Answer: While there is a seeming convergence among previously separate devices and applications, it does not appear that there will be a single device that satisfies the majority of customer requirements. Prospective buyers are encouraged to visit stores and see and touch these devices. Cell phone addict hunched over your device with the apologetic or defiant demeanor of a nicotine freak. Do you care to know the dangers in store for you? Microwaves are aimed through your brain from the antenna of your instrument. So he thought, his thing is more about like the microwaves that are like coming out of the cell phone. But like, I mean, just even that line alone, cell phone addict hunched over your device with the apologetic or defiant demeanor of a nicotine freak. Do you care to know the dangers in store for you? That was 2002. That's way before goddamn iPhone. Cell phone addict hunched over your device. I mean, what cell phones did they have? Did they call them device? In 2002, they definitely didn't have fucking apps. They didn't have they didn't have fucking Instagram. They didn't have fucking Twitter. So he's got kind of a Whitman thing. The book is kind of like the poetic form kind of takes off from Whitman. I've been trying to write long, flat lines, and I think I'm doing pretty well. But I'm trying to figure out how to write a play that's like a poem because I just can't write anything else but poems. I've just like trained my brain to think in this way where I just like use literally any line that comes into my head, any goddamn thing. And I'm trying to figure out how to like reinsert myself into like the the prose or something. Like I used to write these like journal. Honestly, it was like this. When I would sit down to write, basically I would do this, except on paper. And for some reason, I don't know, the act of doing that, you kind of pierce the skin of like description and I don't know, for whatever reason now when I sit down to write poetry, it's more like I'm conscientious about like it has to be something that sounds like it's said out loud. It's not necessarily like an inner voice. Or I don't know, it's like it has to be kind of like sonically perfect. That's what it's about. It's more about the auditory. It's not about the explicatory, which is generally what I'm good at actually. It's like explicatory, going in depth, grammar and shit. So I'm trying to figure out a way back into that kind of beneath the surface. I saw this video about how Hemingway changed prose, where I think it was the first line from maybe For Whom the Bell Tolls, or maybe it was Green Hills of Africa. I can't remember which. Is that a book? Or am I making that up? I haven't read either one, but it was basically about how like Hemingway drained all the specificity out of it as a way of making it like the vagueness would create your mind would fill in. Hemingway just says like the house, whatever, the house on the hill or whatever. When the river ran by it and the trees and like that's the kind of description he uses. He doesn't say the White House with blue shutters on the fucking blah blah blah. It's like he doesn't go into these long rhapsodic kind of descriptive passages. And I don't know. It was a TikTok video I saw, and it sort of clicked something with my own approach. I think where it's like I have tried to like I don't know. I think there's something about that early 20th century modernism. A lot of them are like that, where it's like they kind of simplify their language. It's about using one and two syllable words, not like long words, simple declarative sentences, utilitarian, plain spoken, almost like homespun, or I don't know, almost like comic or something. I don't know. You could feel modernism in a lot of that kind of objectivist almost. William Cullen Williams, Gertrude Stein, and I mean, Hemingway was taking what Gertrude Stein did and then like making it, I think, simpler or making it this kind of like guy utilitarian thing. Um, and I don't know, like simplifying it, I guess, is a way of just like making it more accessible. Um, Maybe it costs more per syllable or something. But it caused me to think, well, why don't I try to be a little more specific? You know, I've been general. I've tried to do this kind of like vague modernist thing. You know, I think maybe it just kind of flipped a switch from like, oh yeah, let's. You know, most poetry is very the description and the that's how it gets its juice. Is it's like it doesn't just say the house and the dog or whatever. It's like the Sharpei. And the more, yeah, so, a lot of times I think you simplify the language just to be able to fill in the blanks. It's almost like primary colors or something. I like that sort of figurative, almost like comic strip or cartoonish simplicity. But with poetry, I don't know. I think you can embroider it more. It's more like a doily. It needs, it desires. Like think about Marion Moore or something like that. How specific that verbiage is. Merriam Moore, it's like you almost can't even read it because it's so purple or obscure. All right, we're winding up. We got 3.5 minutes. I'm gonna do 2 hours. I'm freaking really tired for some reason. My sleep schedule is all over the fucking place because I mean, this morning I woke up at 4:30 a.m. because I literally wake up when the sun comes up because this fucking window, I don't have a window shade. All I have is this thing, which does an okay job, but so, I'm usually up by 7 a.m. because that's kind of when the sun is up. If I'm lucky, it'll be like 7 or 8. But like a lot of nights I've been waking up before the fucking thing because I go to sleep so early. I get super fucking tired. Like what? It's 9:30, but it's like literally I woke up at 4:30. Like a fucking old person. I'm like a fucking. That's what happens when you get old. You wake up at 4 a.m. for some reason. I wake up at 2 a.m. now, and that's when I. It's nice. It's kind of nice in a way. Well, I just feel like I feel like weirdly in tune with like the fucking season or something because it's like I get really tired when it gets dark and I have to wake up when the sun comes up. Uh, I don't know. I feel weirdly like this is actually more natural. This is like actually how it's supposed to be. This is like what I think this is like what human beings are supposed to do. Somehow, like my biological clock is actually like set properly right now, and I can't handle it because it's like that gig in Bay Ridge. It's like I was there till after midnight. I didn't get home till probably 2 or 3 a.m. Which in New York, I guess, is not that late, but when you're going to sleep, like last night, I think I went to sleep at by 10:30 or 11. It's like I'm so fucking tired that it's just like I can't even stay awake. I don't know. I've been getting tired more recently, and then um, like I went to sleep at like 10:30 last night and woke up at 4:30 a.m. It was still dark. It wasn't even fucking bright out. And I was awake for like probably like I don't know an hour and a half, and then I went back to sleep, and then I woke up at like I don't even know 7 or 8, which I don't totally hate, but I'm also like trying to like be in the nightlife. I saw this fucking I don't know if it was a video or what. I think it popped up in a Facebook once again, the algorithm trying to coerce me subliminally, and the algorithm just kind of invading your privacy. It was this anecdote Cameron Crowe was talking about after his movie Elizabethtown had failed. He wanted to do another movie. Then he made We Bought a Zoo. So, but he was like staying at his house and working on his writing or whatever, and something happened where like Tom Cruise came to visit him or something, and he's like something about you got to get out of your house just because like feels good, the adrenaline, being with people, you can get kind of comfortable. And I mean, I did just get out of a fucking long relationship thing, and so like I do want to have a little bit of like alone time. And who knows when the next time I'll get a nice situation like this. So I'm trying to, take advantage of this as much as I can. But at the same time, it's like I can't be a homebody. And it's just like it's amazing what happens when you go to events, say hi to people, when you see them, when you have a conversation with somebody, you know, it feels good to like today at the open mic, it was like the whole crew was there. David Muslimov, Gwen, Ed, Matthew Silver, uh, the whole fucking clown car. So, uh, I'm trying to balance it. I'm trying to get out, and I played the gig Friday. I'm trying to be a little more social. Oh, I had to, I should, this will be, I'll end with this. I don't think I've talked about this yet. I had this conversation with this guy out front of Status Q, the pool hall where I played. And this guy, I was talking to Dead Letters, and we were talking about because he lives alone, and he was like, he kind of wants to move in with a roommate. Even though he like lives alone, he's got the dream setup. He's got like some deal and he lives alone. He's got like a nice location and blah, blah, blah. But he's like, he wants a roommate because, living alone, I don't know. You just kind of get, I don't know. And it's weird because I haven't been living alone. Actually, I've been living with people for like the last 3 years. But I can relate to that sentiment where it's like living in the sludge. Honestly, was probably like the best setup for somebody like me because and honestly, they should design fucking buildings like the sludge because it's a great setup because you have your own space. Everybody's got their own room. And they're pretty nice rooms. A lot of them are almost like their own apartments in ways. And like we're fucking millennials and younger. It's like we can deal with anything. So it's like these are really nice rooms, for us who aren't used to having anything. But then there's the downstairs, which is like having a built-in third space. It's like having a built-in venue, built-in coffee house, built-in, you know, diner, built-in bar. There's a backyard, there's a basement, and it's like it's nice to have the feeling that like you have your own space, you have privacy, you have solitude whenever you want it. The walls there were thick, the doors were thick. You really could, you felt like, you know, a nice solitude when you were alone in your room. But then you go right downstairs and like you're having a conversation with one of the roommates. People are always moving in and out of the house. They're bringing their friends over. So it's like you're meeting people regularly. You're socializing regularly. You don't have to leave the house to socialize. You don't have to go to a bar. You don't have to go to a coffee shop. You don't have to pay money for some third space thing. It's just built right into your fucking. It's like college or something. It's like the fucking quad or the common space, and they should just build setups like this building is great. But if this building had on the first floor, if there was like a lobby with like sort of like a hotel bar type thing, maybe a communal kitchen. I don't know. Like if the whole first floor was just like a recreational space in the backyard where like whoever lives in the building could go down there. Maybe there could be like a little gym or something. I don't know. And like you can sit, you can read, you can cook, you can hang out. Maybe there's a TV down there. You know, just like a little like a hostel, like the little fucking room in the hostel. You know, like I think a lot of people would do good in that kind of arrangement where it's like mixed use almost. It's like, yeah, it's a single room occupancy, but then you go right down the lobby. And it's like, oh, okay, like I'm getting human contact. I'm not just like locked away into my own lease and my own little private. It'd be like living in. It's almost like living in a hotel in a way, to be honest. Like living in the Sluge in a certain way kind of felt like living in fucking Hotel New Hampshire or something. Where it's like it's sort of revolving door tenants but that was not necessarily like zoned for that. Let's just say I don't think they typically do zone things in that way. It's like you'd have to separate it into different living spaces and this and that, different apartments. You can't just have a house without partitioning it, with locks and this and that to have it up to code. But the lack of that is what made it nice. That's what made it sort of magical was the lack of compartmentalization. Everybody could kind of just hang out with each other. And I guess there was a certain amount of trust involved in that, but in any case, this guy, so we were talking about but I like living alone, to be honest. I think most people do. I read this thing the other day where it was talking about living alone is the vanishing point of all human endeavor. All of civilization has been developing to get circumstances where human beings could live alone, which I think is kind of funny and maybe true. I think like I said, if this building had a lobby downstairs where you could just like hang out with the other tenants or something, that I think would be the way to go because so we're having this conversation about how we like or we like and this guy is like his name was Raj. I think he was from India, and he was saying, all over the world, people introduce themselves and they're friends with their neighbors, except in the United States. Nobody in the United States knows their neighbors. They don't know their neighbor name. They're not friends with their neighbors. And he's like, introduce yourself because these are the people that take care of you. If you're sick, whatever. We take care of each other. And like I totally agree with what the guy was saying. He was sort of, pointing at me like I was some like alienated fucking selfish. And he's like, he's friends with everybody and he talks to people, he has conversations with people. And I was just kind of asking like, how do you have time for this? Because it's like, I don't know, we're all so go, 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 productivity, got to go to work, got to go to this, got to go to that. It's like, how do you have time to fucking like chat with everybody? How do you have time to talk to your neighbor? How do you have time to talk to I don't know, the lady, it's like, I try to chat with my neighbors as much as I can. I mean, when I lived on Denison, I knew all my fucking neighbors. I knew Dave, I knew Kendra, I knew the lady who lived out back with the dog. Like, I definitely agree with what he's saying. And I do think it's like a weird aspect of like a United States culture that everybody's afraid of each other, everybody's paranoid, everybody thinks like, they're somebody's gonna commit violence against them or something, or steal from them, or God knows what, true crime, their ass. Everybody's a serial killer potentially in America. That's just how we look at it. That's on purpose. All of these fucking true crime podcasts are designed to like make us not trust each other and not talk to each other and not be able to build any kind of solidarity with our fucking neighbors because they might be serial killers or God knows what. Or, we just don't see eye to eye with them for some reason. We don't even know them. Everybody just goes into their little module of fucking their condo or whatever and they don't want to be bothered. It's like, oh, I had to go to work and I got to deal with this. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be alone. I want to be on my phone. I want to be fucking looking at. I just want to be scrolling and checking the apps and or playing video games or something. Like I don't want to deal with real human beings, a conversation. What am I going to say? Where's it going to go? It's too scary. It's horrifying. I don't want to deal with that. And I get what the guy's saying about our neighbors, but he's like you're in the bubble. Like when you're alone in your apartment and you don't know your neighbors, it's like your bubble is everywhere. And I was like, he's like, you should be interested in knowing these people because like you're a human being and you're alive and they're alive. And it's like we're all kind of in this together. The bubble is like the planet, is like his point. The bubble is not like your apartment, and like the bubble is the planet. Everyone is in the bubble. Your neighbors are in the bubble. Everyone who's alive, we're all potential friends. And we've got that in common. We're alive right now. So we're all going through this together. We're all sharing this experience. That makes us compatriots. In a certain way, we're all partners. We're all. I said that. I'm like, so they're sort of like partners. He's like, no, 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 no. He thought I was totally misunderstanding. He was just looking at me with disgust. Like this fucking American pig. He can't understand this concept. But for me, it was more like I agree with everything he's saying, absolutely. But I don't know. I do get nervous about chit chat, and I'm super vigilant trying to protect my time to be productive, to work on things, to write, whatever it is, whatever needs to be done. I think as a poet, as an artist, having alone time to sort of just like rummage through your thoughts and just ruminate, perceive, you can be overindulgent with that, definitely. And a lot of times you need to like refill the tank. And so it's a balance for me, you know. Maybe I should just do more shit. Maybe I should just do something every single fucking day. I should just go out and do some fucking open mic or something social and get out of the fucking solipsistic depresso bubble. But uh, I had a nice time um, today, and I look forward to more. And thank you for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe. Come see me at this fucking Howl thing tomorrow in Wash. Come to the open mic tomorrow, everybody. We're in the Red Room upstairs, just like you like it. You like that? And book me. I need more gigs. I probably should be trying to set something up for May. Probably should just book something for myself, but we'll make it. We'll make the work. We'll get out in public. We're gonna be clip farming. We're gonna be fucking running wild. I didn't watch any of the Hulk Hogan documentary. It's like, is this really necessary? Do we really need a fucking? I thought he was racist. I thought he got canceled. I mean, I like Hulk Hogan as much as the next guy, in spite of the fact that he's a horrible racist. But it's like multiple parts. It's like two parts. Netflix. It's like prestige documentary. I think they're just trying to, bolster their. Apparently, WWE's like tanking, and people are saying it's like the downfall in real time. You can see like WWE. WrestleMania was horrible. So Netflix paid all this fucking money for the rights to Raw, and Triple H is just like running into the fucking ground because he sucks. He's always sucked. Triple H has always sucked. Of course he sucks at it. They got to get Shane McMahon, but Triple H blows. So they get what they deserve with that guy. They need to bring back Russo. Get Vince Russo in the case. He'll give himself the belt. That doesn't work for me, brother. I was listening to this Cornet thing. They were talking about some guy that worked in Hulk Hogan's store. This guy's name was Ron Howard, and apparently he was just like a super MAGA anti-vaxxer maniac. Hogan just had dirtbag friends. The Nasty Boys, Brutus Beefcake. He was just a dirtbag. I don't know why. God love him. It was part of what made him cool. All right, well, it's time for me to eat some fucking Trader Joe's food. Thank you for watching. I'm about to pass the fuck out. See, I don't even know. I don't even know why I'm so tired. But come to the open mic tomorrow, everybody, and show us your talent. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great night. God bless.